Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, back here with another video. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be talking about the investment portfolio tracker that I use, which is created by themeasureofaplan.com. If you haven't already checked out their portfolio tracker, you can head over, the link is in the description, but they also have a bunch of other amazing trackers, like the retirement tracker that I previously made a video, which is on the card above and in the description. I'd highly recommend checking out this tool at themeasureofaplan.com. Don't worry, it's not sponsored or anything. It's completely free, and I stumbled across them when I started investing, and I've been using their investment portfolio tracker since day one, since I decided that I wanted to track all my trades. So I've been doing that, and I've been putting a log every single time, every dividend that's received, and it's given me that essentially all this data that I can use and just analyze it and see how it's been doing, and giving me that ability to track the performance and kind of figure out how much dividends I can expect on a yearly basis. So I'd highly recommend checking out. They do also have that retirement tool that I've tested out, and a few other ones that might be useful. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about it and what's your favorite tool. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button for this video. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already checked out our offers page, it's ink.yt/offers, or you can head over and check it out. So we've got free shares for trading 212, Freetrade and stake if you're in the UK or the EU, and you'll get a free share when you top up money in your account. But if you're in the US, you've got M1 Finance and Webull. With Webull, you get 2 free stocks when you deposit $100. It really does help us out as well if you use those referral links. Links are also in the description of this video as well. But yeah, so essentially this tracker, I've been using it since day one, and they've added a few new features. So as you know previously that I had made a few videos on how to customize this and kind of get it the way that I like to use it. So I've made a few tweaks to this. They're currently at version 8.0, and like I said, they've added a few new things that I really like. So if we look at the portfolio at the moment, as of 20th of October 2020, my portfolio has a market value of £10,822, and it was composed of 39 individual holdings. So I'm really happy with that, and it does give you that breakdown here of what I like to see. So I've got the holdings as it is between all my accounts. I've also got the investment categories as well. So you can see, I'm heavily invested in dividend stocks, followed by growth stocks, MLPs, REITs, and exchange traded funds. You've also got the investment sectors. So obviously, as you know, that I'm quite big on energy transfer, and that makes up a large portion of my energy sector, followed by property at 18.6%, and then insurance at 12.6%, and then it just gets smaller and smaller. So if I want to have a look at where my portfolio is currently positioned in terms of currency or what kind of market, 53.5% of my overall portfolio is in US stocks, 42.1% is in British stocks, and 4.4% is in Euro stocks. So I do want to start increasing my European holdings. I think that's something that I do want to work on over the next 6 to 12 months. It's just increasing this one to have a bit more of a significant position. It's primarily dominated by US and British stocks. So this section here basically looks at the performance between these two dates. So it's not too bad. I probably should really update this to, so the reason why I choose to put it at the end of the month is just every time I open the document, it'll give me the most recent calculation of where the portfolio is essentially at. So on the 1st of September, the portfolio starting value is at 9,770. My contributions were around £993. My withdrawals were around 117. So this is when I sell a stock and close a position. Investment returns is around £179, and I'm up around 2.3% over that period. If I want to change this to the start when I started investing, obviously it will show that I'm in negative, but this is only just for demonstration purposes. And this is a little breakdown of my investment account. So majority of my investments are in the trading 212 ISA, followed by Freetrade, stake, and the trading 212 invest account. Then you've got it broken down into investment categories. So growth stocks are doing really well, and it's up 13% based on these two dates. And then, you know, MLPs are down 1.1%, and you get the picture on that. And then you've got like breakdown here. Moving on to the dividends section. So this is what I really like about this stock. So I'll input each trade or each trade or dividend that I received into the trade log, and it will then calculate all this stuff for me. So you can see that in 2019 I received £36 in dividends. In 2020 I've received £174 in dividends. So I'm really happy with that. And you know, it's still growing. You've got a chart here which demonstrates it as well. And then, you know, over the last 24 months, you can see that it is kind of going up with, you know, some big ones here, and the last big one was £58.09. This month we're at £4.52, so I don't think it's going to go much more than that. I think I'm still waiting for Main Street Capital to come in for this month. But yeah, it probably shouldn't take me more than £6 in total, I guess. So not too worried. And then it's got a breakdown on dividends per account. So, you know, trading 212 ISA is pretty much the key driver in my dividends this year. Dividends received by investment categories. So obviously dividend stocks is going to take the win here, followed by actually MLPs is actually doing really well. So dividend stocks followed by MLPs, and then REITs, I guess. So I like all this data, and it does give me that, you know, a better idea of how or where this money's coming from, rather than, you know, creating a spreadsheet by myself, which would take a lot of time and a lot of effort to get it how I want. And this is pretty much, you know, set from the get-go. In terms of currencies, you can see that Great British Pounds is majority of where my dividends are coming in, followed by US stocks, and adds up to 174. This is a section that I've added into this portfolio, and this is basically the last 12 months of the month that we're in. So this is including October plus 11 months before that. So in the last year I've made £186.75 in dividends. So this is really good. I'm really happy with that, and it's going to keep growing as, you know, as the portfolio grows. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm almost on £200 a year in dividends. I think next month it should take me over that, maybe to 250. I'm not sure, but we'll find out, and I'll let you know in future videos. This stuff is still in the works, I believe, and it's not really working, but yeah, you could probably delete that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I like. Also, they've got this section here, where is it? That you got a rebalancing section. I'm not going to go into that in this video. And then you've got a section for realized gains, so you can kind of work out what your realized gains is for this stuff anyway. If you're interested in that, I can make a video. But what I really like about this, they've got this script and they kind of measure it against the S&P 500. So if we hit go, and we'll just wait for that authorize. So I'm going to give it a little authorize, and I'm going to click go again. So it just runs that script, and this is just basically going to run through it and calculate and measure it against the S&P 500 index, how your portfolio is doing. I think it's a really cool, and it's something that, you know, I personally wouldn't be able to do by myself, and it takes a while. I'm probably going to cut this and come back to it when it's done. So as you can see here that the script has finished running. It did take a minute or two to run through this process, and it basically looks at and shows you what's going on. So looking at from the 31st of August to the 30th of September, portfolio starting value, contributions, withdrawals, investment returns, portfolio ending value, dividends received, and the portfolio returns money weighted. I'm down 2.87%. If we look at the portfolio indexed, it's at 0.9. S&P 500 total returns is minus 4.01, and the S&P 500 index is 1.17. So it kind of gives you an idea on what to expect and how it's basically performing against the S&P 500. So I think that's pretty cool. You've even got like a graph here that kind of shows and kind of goes into a little bit more detail. You've got even the S&P 500, which is a red one, which is doing a little bit better than our portfolio here. And it has been, it hasn't been doing well since April, so it has seen that, that drop off right here. Previously, portfolio was kind of doing similar to the S&P 500 until April, and then we've seen these two lines kind of going their separate ways. So I think, it's that additional insight that you might not get with your portfolio tracker, and it's something that I really like. If you haven't already subscribed and liked this video, please do so and give it a thumbs up. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And then you've got your basically portfolio stuff here, but what I really want to talk about right now is this stuff here. So we've got today, so you can basically change the date. So you put in a custom date. So if you put in custom and then you type in whatever date you want, but for this one we're just going to go with today. You can also switch the portfolio into a different currency. I've shown this in a previous video. So if I wanted to know what it is in US dollars, then it will do that, run through that calculation, and you can see it through the progress bar at the top. Here, you just got to wait for it to finish all those calculations, and you can see that my portfolio is at 14,027 US dollars. And just for fun, we're just going to do it into Canadian dollars as well and just see what it works out as. So it's taken a little bit longer than I expected to work it out in Canadian dollars, but there we go. It's at $18,403 in total. But yeah, we're just going to go back to sterling for now, just because that's my home currency. So this is something new in version 8.0. So let's say I wanted to have a look at just my stake account and the information for that. I'll just hit stake, and then that will filter out all the information that I need just to look at that account. It's taken a few seconds to work this out, but you can see that 65% or 65.5% of my holdings is in realty income on my stake account. Arbor Realty at 23%, Leggett and Platt at 11%. So you've basically got this, 100% of it is in US stocks, which is to be expected. And yeah, so you've got basically more data like this, but also you can dive into dividends as well, and you're only going to get the dividends that you see from the stake account. So I did get a dividend of 8p, then it went up to 56p, 70p, £1.19 and 98p. So, it is doing pretty well, I think. And you have that option to just filter down. So like, for example, just the trading 212 ISA, we'll just wait for that to calculate, and that will give you a better example of the breakdown. So you've basically got, all the stocks that I have on this one. So it's 31 individual holdings. And this is the breakdown of it. So 57% of it is in US dollars or US stocks, 37.9 is in British stocks, and 5.1% of it is in Euro stocks. And then you've basically got the same kind of thing. Head over to dividends. You can see the dividend history for it and what I can expect. £144 in the last 12 months from this account. So you get the idea, and I think this is actually a really cool feature. And, I would love to see a better spreadsheet than this one. I think it's extremely hard to beat. If you haven't already checked it out, link is in the description, or head over to themeasureofaplan.com. So if you wanted to get some free stocks, link is in the description for both UK and European users, and US users are welcome as well. I've also got links to Webull and M1 Finance down below. So yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about it. And if you haven't already smashed that subscribe button, please do so. And don't forget to like the video. Really does help get this video out to more people. Leave a comment down below on what you think. What tracker are you using? And have you found a better one? I'd love to know what you guys think about it. And if you do, leave a comment down below and tell us why. But yeah, that's it for this video. Don't forget to check out the website, and see you in the next one.